Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you during the middle of a 2-0 ball game between the Texas Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Bottom of the eighth, and it looks like the Rangers are going to be adding on here. Corey Seager just doubled off the wall. Josh Young up to bat. And Josh Young singles on a ground ball to center field. Corey Seager scores. Rangers up 3-0. What do you know? The Bats coming alive in the late innings. 3 straight innings with a run scored. Here we go. What has gotten into this team? We just saw a strike him out, throw him out last inning to end the inning. What is going on with this team right now? I mean, I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. Oh, my goodness. 3-0 now. Rangers up, trying to make it 10-7 on the year. And we've got Adolis Garcia in a 1-1 count right now. We'll give you a little play-by-play. We'll also, of course, give you our commentary along the way. Y'all let me know if you got anything you want to say, you want us to talk about on the show. I'll be checking the comments periodically, both on TikTok and YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, all that good stuff. Runner on first base is Josh Young. Josh, 1 for 4. Had a bit of a tough night to begin, a couple of strikeouts, but comes through with a big insurance run there. Adolis Garcia, by the way, in a 1-2 count now. Rangers have 1 out. So, man, it sure would be nice. Tack on 1 more. Not that we don't trust Luke Jackson to do the right thing and make it an easy 1-2-3, top of the 9th inning. But I'd like to see it. I would really like to see it. 2-2 count for Adolis. Let's listen into the radio, guys, real quick.
Outside. Down to Garcia now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. They're chanting El Bombi. Time is called here as Garcia steps out. Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia tonight, by the way, just give you some of the numbers on him. Doley 0 for 3, 1 strikeout tonight. It felt like he did give a couple of baseballs a ride, just right at people, but up now in a big spot. Pickoff attempt at first base. 2-2 count. Josh Young on first. We're going to see a foul ball here. Man, that was pretty meaty right down the plate. Doley just not able to quite square it up. Cutter about 90 miles an hour there. Rangers up 3-0. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Yeah, I agree with a lot of y'all. Some of y'all are saying the offense still not where we want it to be. Look, I try in the middle of a win to focus on the positive, but if I'm being 100% real with y'all, I agree. You would love to see the offense just give you a little bit more here as Doley strikes out on a foul tip. I don't want to be the one that goes to the negative in the middle of a 3-0 Texas Rangers winning ball game, but I will say this, you would like to see this offense really erupt one of these games, right? I mean, you'll take a win however you can get it. Rangers, if they can hold on here, and I do think that they will, improve to 10-7, would be, I believe, back in first place in the division. This would be a big series for the Rangers to really create a little bit of distance between them and some of the teams behind. Seattle, who just swept us. And then Houston, of course. And we're going to do a little scoreboard watching after this one is over as Kevin Pillar is up to bat. Man, when I saw Kevin Pillar in the 5 spot, I don't know about y'all, but it kind of made me do a bit of a double take. I know that with Josh Smith and the injury, there's, clearly a little bit of wiggle room with the lineup. Josh Smith, I forget what the injury was. Really minor, like a bruise, something or another. I saw it come across my notifications today at work. Some of y'all, let me know if you know what the Josh Smith injury is. What's the Josh Smith injury? It was like a bruise something. Thumb? I don't know. Not sure what it was. I think it was like a bruised thumb or something weird. Y'all let me know what it was. Pat, what's good, bud? Love you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun if one day the Rangers picked me up. I would love to travel to every game for a living. How sweet would that be? Rangers just fly you around everywhere and you get to talk about the games. That would be the dream right there, my friend. Appreciate you hanging out, buddy. Yeah, another awesome outing by Mahle. I couldn't agree more. A few people were kind of pushing back on me a little bit. I put out a video with somewhat of a hot take. I said, you got Jacob deGrom, you got Nate Eovaldi, and you got Tyler Mahle. Best three-headed monster in the league was my comment. Now, I know deGrom, little up and down since he returns from his second Tommy John injury. Remember, Jacob deGrom hasn't played a full season in Major League Baseball since essentially 2022. I mean, let's cut the guy a little bit of slack here. I saw a lot of slander today as I was perusing different baseball channels and accounts that I follow. I was seeing some Jacob deGrom slander. I just don't get it. It's been 3 starts. The guy has not pitched a full season since 2022. I think we can give him a little bit of a warm-up. I mean, call me a homer, call me a little biased on that one, but I just don't think after 3 starts we can start throwing up the red flags for Jacob deGrom. I'm not there yet. It's a little different for some of these guys on offense, right? Some of these guys on offense, you're watching them day in and day out. It's been 16 games. You're talking about guys with over 60, some with over 70 ABs. To me, you start getting a little bit of a sample size with the offensive guys. With Jacob deGrom, fresh off Tommy John surgery, I'm going to cut him a little bit of slack. Looks like Pilar is going to connect on a sweeper here right over the heart of the plate, and it's going to be 4-0. Very, very nice little rally here for the Rangers. 2-out rally now at this point. Rangers really creating a little bit of a gap here right before the top of the 9th inning. Phenomenal. This is kind of what the Rangers, I feel like, would really struggle with last year, and maybe a little bit this year, you could say as well, with all the one-run ball games the Rangers have been in. But to see the Rangers tack on multiple runs here in the 8th, just so huge. Huge, because now you don't have to worry at all. You might not even see Luke Jackson. Maybe they'll throw him just because it's been a little while. That probably is going to happen. Luke has not thrown, I don't feel like, for a few games. Y'all correct me on that one. I don't feel like we've seen Luke Jackson for a while, but maybe I'm just imagining that one. I'll look up his game log real quick. But nevertheless, would be nice to be able to use a little bit of a lower leverage guy. Might need to get to 5-0 before that can happen. Looks like, yeah, the last game Luke was in was the 9th against the Cubbies. So it's been a second. It's almost been a week. You wonder, even if the Rangers get up here, you wonder if it is going to be Luke Jackson time anyways. So, by the way, throwing error there by Rengifo. Sweeper right over the middle of the plate, but a throwing error. Kevin Pillar did not square that one up, 72 off the bat. But we'll take the gift. We'll take the Luis Rengifo throwing error to make it 4-0. And Kevin Pillar still at first base, did not advance on the throwing error. We will take it. And that will bring up, who is up now, man? I got all sorts of things going on. Oh, Jonah Heim's up right now. So, by the way, Jonah Heim, really the one that started the rally. What was it, last inning? Rangers were up 1-0. Jonah Heim gets the double. Higgy drives him in. I love that catcher duo, DH catching, same guys, both of them in the lineup. Love seeing that. I know that it's probably not going to last. You know that they're going to put Jock Peterson back in there. And look, I'm not a Jock hater. I'm not by any means advocating that anything crazy happened with Jock Peterson, but Jock is just not hitting well right now. He's not. And a part of me would like to see them give him a few days, bring him in, bottom of the order, just take the pressure off. I think they're probably going to throw him back in there tomorrow, but I would like to see them give Jock a few mental days. And then when you bring Jock Peterson back, 7-hole, 8-hole, something very low pressure. I don't think he needs to be slotted back into the top 5. I'm sure it'll probably happen. We'll probably get the lineup tomorrow, and Jock will be hitting 4th or 5th as Jonah Heim strikes out swinging, 4-pitch strikeout there on a sweeper for Jonah Heim. Hey, look, started at that little rally in the 7th inning. We'll forgive him. Mike Trout going to lead off the top of the 9th. It'll be Trout, Soler, Darno, and then Shanuel if anybody else gets on in that bunch. All right, good time for questions and comments. Tyler Mahle, though, got to be the focus of the night, y'all. I know maybe I tweeted out a little too early. My tweet was, and y'all know I never shy away from a bad tweet or from a bad take. My comment early on in this game was, are the Rangers really trying to waste this gem by Tyler Mahle? Literally next half inning, Leody Taveras bunt single, steals second, throwing error, gets to third. Marcus Semien barely misses a home run with the sac fly. It was awesome. I'm glad that I couldn't have been more wrong as the Rangers are out to a 4-0 lead at this point headed to the top of the ninth. It felt that way, though. I mean, look, some of y'all be honest. Didn't it feel that way for a second? I mean, I was feeling it hard there in the fourth, fifth inning. Are we really about to waste this gem from Tyler Mahle? That was my initial thought most of this ball game. Glad that I was wrong. Luke Jackson on to pitch, by the way. Like I said, it's been 6 days for him. You figure they're going to want to get him in. We do need a win after that Mariners series. My goodness, I see a lot of y'all saying that. We do need a win. After that Mariners series, my goodness, we needed a dub. Happy Jackie Robinson Day, indeed. I love that movie 42, by the way. If y'all have never seen 42, definitely got to check that one out. That's one of my favorite movies. That's an annual watch for me for sure. Baseball movies. 100%. Happy Jackie Robinson Day. Yeah, some of y'all still commenting on the hitting a little bit. Yeah, the hitting's still not exactly where we want it to be. But look, we take the win. We acknowledge there's a problem. 4 runs is great. It feels like 8 runs with how the Rangers offense has been going of late. 4 runs feels like a ton. But I believe my good friend Gio told us the other night on the live that Rangers are the only team to not score 7 or more runs in a ball game this season. Yikes. Yikes. My goodness. Let me keep going. Pat, going back to my my comment on the injury for Josh Smith. Josh Smith out with some kind of minor injury, needs another day. Pat's comment, this has got to be one of the gold comments of the night. Josh Smith injured his back because he's been carrying the offense all season. Ain't that the truth, though? How could you blame Josh Smith being a little sore, putting the team on his back all year long? Love that, Pat. 10 Ks for Mahle tonight. Yeah, we didn't even go through the box score yet, John. Love that. Love that. Blake, if you're still hanging out, thank you. I did think it was the thumb. I thought I saw a bruised thumb or something like that. Don't know how it happened, but anyways. Angels' bats are looking very similar to ours this season. I'll totally agree with you on that. Mike Trout up to bat right now, by the way, 2-2 count. Luke Jackson on, 4-run lead. Not a save situation, but you want to get Luke Jackson out there. He hadn't been out there since the 9th against the Cubbies. You want to get Luke a little bit of experience here, a little bit of time, keep him fresh. So hopefully the next 2 ball games, he's not needed per se, but I definitely understand wanting to get him in this game. Mike Trout, by the way, just a little side note, and I know this is going to come off like hate, but Mike Trout, I felt like he's been getting a lot of press. I know he had the incident in Houston, the foul ball, where Mike Trout leaped up into the stands, probably would have made a spectacular catch. Looked like he did make the leaping catch a la Mookie Betts in Yankee Stadium last year. Fan took the ball out of his glove. It was like a photo op moment after the game. Everybody was really lauding and praising Mike Trout for how he handled it. Trout, though, I feel like has been getting a lot of hype so far just because he's finally back. He's healthy. Knock on wood. I mean, look, I don't wish for Mike Trout injuries. I like it when the best players in baseball are actually playing the game, even if they don't play for my favorite team. But Mike Trout hitting 186. I just feel like with the hype that I've seen around Trout, a lot of social media posts. I know he is leading the league or up there in the league leaders in home runs, but it just feels like there's a lot of press right now for Mike Trout, and you look up and he's hitting 186. I mean, look, it's not hate. Mike Trout's actually one of my favorite players, not in a Rangers uniform. Love watching him play the game. Fell in love with his game in the early 2010s when he took the league by storm. It was just a lot of fun to watch him. Didn't like him beating up on the Rangers, but just loved the way he played, the aggressiveness, the attitude, everything, the swagger. Mike Trout, one of my favorite non-Rangers for sure. Just appreciate it when he has nights like this against Texas. Normally, I feel like Mike Trout is a bit of a Rangers killer. Am I right? Jorge Soler, by the way, doubled, sharp line drive to left field. So we got runner at second here, 1 out. Rangers up 4-0. Look, name of the game right now is, don't walk anybody. Don't give away any free bases. You can afford to give up a run or two here. Just do not give away free passes here. So you're going to see maybe Luke Jackson pound the zone a little bit more. Understandable. You hope he can get out of this one with a 0 and no numbers put up. But you know what? You got some room to work with here. Travis d'Arnaud up 0 for 3 with 2 Ks so far. Currently watching live from the game. Holly, what's good? If you're still hanging out, love it. Thank you for tuning in. So jealous right now. All y'all that get to go to these games all the time, I'm so jealous of you guys. So jealous of you guys right now. There's like very few places I'd rather be in the summertime than at a Rangers game. Like there's a couple of my buddies on right now on the live. Y'all know. Summertime, Rangers baseball, every week, like weekly, sometimes multiple nights in a week. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I lived there most summers, especially when I got to high school, got a little freedom and independence. Man, there's nothing like being at a Rangers game in the summertime. And you know what? Obviously, it was hot as all get out, but there's something about that old ballpark. I'll always love that old ballpark a little better than Globe Life. I like the AC at Globe Life, but I think I'll always love that old ballpark a little bit more. A lot of memories there. Tons of good memories. All right, back to the game. Enough reminiscing. We got a 2-2 count right now. d'Arnaud up. Looks like we just got a strike, and we are now down to the final out for the Angels. Travis d'Arnaud strikes out swinging. Pretty good fastball there, high and outside, and d'Arnaud could not catch up. So Luke Jackson making pretty good work here, pounding the zone, like to see it. Last hope is Shanaway for the Angels. He is 0 for 3, 283 average. So Shanaway actually comes into this game hitting pretty well, but Rangers have been able to keep him quiet tonight. Looks like a curveball, first pitch swinging. That's going to do it. Rangers win 4-0. Cue the I Like Texas music. Ground out. Zeke Duran, little PFP to Luke Jackson for the dub. Let's go. Rangers improved to 10-7 on the year. Back in the win column after a rough, and I mean rough series in Seattle. Good to get a win here tonight, man. Excellent win. Rangers get to double digits. Looks like they are now going to pull even for best record in the American League once again with the Tigers and with the Yankees as well. All those three teams leading their division sit at 10-7. Angels are going to drop to 9-7, half game out at this point. And the Astros trail by 2 games. They might still be playing right now, y'all. I got to check that out. Let me do a little scoreboard watching here. But good night for a Rangers dub. Love to see it. 4-0. The pitching continues to light it up. Yes, there were some bumpy moments in Seattle, but by and large, the pitching has just carried us this year, with the offense still scuffling a little bit. So looking around the league right now, looks like the Astros did beat the Cardinals earlier today. So they're 8-9. I believe they'll drop, though, to 2.5 games out with the Rangers winning. So we'll have 2.5 game lead over the Stros. Mariners, where are they at tonight? Did they not play tonight? Maybe not. Weird Tuesday off day for Seattle? I guess so. A's won 12-3. So a lot of teams winning around the AL West. That's okay. Rangers get a win. That's all that matters. Brad, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. Thanks for hanging out. Austin, I would love to go to the game, man. I would love to. Unfortunately, I am a little far away from the ballpark, living out here in Las Vegas. Any of y'all that are brand new to the channel, I've been out in Vegas for probably about 15 years now. Grew up in the Arlington area as a kid. Still feels like Texas is home, but I do love it out here in Vegas. And hey, look, when the A's finally move here, I'll be able to watch a lot more Rangers baseball in my backyard. That will be a treat. Keep going. Yes, sir. Hello, win column. Hello, win column. Let's see. The strike zone today, I will agree, was a little bit odd. Tyler Mahle almost got totally gypped there. I don't know what inning that was in. It was like the third or the fourth. And Mahle just paints one inside corner for strike three. And crickets behind home plate. Fortunately, he's able to get the strikeout immediately after. But, John, I got to agree with you. Some terrible calls. I would love to see umpire audit after this just to see how bad it was tonight. Maybe it's not as bad as we think, but it just felt like some of the calls in big spots were just not good. Appreciate the follows, by the way. On TikTok, we are getting super close to 6,000. I think I am right around 5,950 right now. I would love to get to that 6,000 mark. If you're watching, you haven't followed yet, love if you hit that follow button. Real close to 6,000 on TikTok, y'all. Getting closer to 10K. It's crazy. We started at 0 across the board, and here we are. Appreciate y'all, and thank you for everybody that shared. Hey, you know a diehard, you know a Texas Rangers faithful. Please share the live with them. I appreciate that. Wolf, appreciate you. Just saw you shared the live. Means a lot, man. Thank you so much. Offense does need to warm up, y'all. Like I said, I'm really trying to keep it positive. After a dub, the last thing you want to do is get negative. Yes, I think once we let the dust settle on this one, we're all going to be thankful for this win. But we all would like to see this offense just bust out in a big way, man. It was great to see Seager 2 for 3 tonight with a walk on 3 times. What a weird play, by the way. I hate some of these base runner interference calls where there's literally nothing that the base runner can do to avoid. I mean, Seager today in that base running call, literally nothing that the dude could have done differently there. I mean, at some point you're leading off the base and you just can't help where the fielder is and where they decide to move to when the ball is hit. I just don't love that call. Would really like to see them tweak that, fix it up a little bit. I'm glad that it didn't end up being like an inning-ending double play. That's what I thought that they were calling it first. Josh Young just replaces Seager out there on the base paths, but what a weird call. I've seen that happen a number of different times. There was that infamous one that ended the game. It was like Baltimore playing. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it was like the weirdest base runner interference call to literally end the game. I just feel like they got to tweak this up a little bit. Just don't like what they've got going on with this base runner interference stuff. Glad it didn't end up costing the Rangers anything. Brian, this is this has got to be up there. Another golden comment of the night. Leote legacy game. Leote legacy game. Shoot, I love that, man. Brian, that's awesome, man. Y'all are on fire with the comments tonight. I appreciate that. Look, Leote, we got to give him some love, man. He had the bunt single that got it all started, stole second base, advanced to third on the throwing error, played a pretty sound game out there in center field. Leote Taveras, man, getting it started, the catalyst from the 9-hole. Like he's been hearing us talking, I guess. He's been hearing us yapping. Ears were burning a little bit. Decided he was going to drop him a bunt single and get this party started for Texas. Leote legacy game. Yes, sir. That's awesome. I love that. Great win. I agree. Great win, but the hitting is so frustrating. It really is. The hitting is frustrating. We'll take the win. Don't get it twisted. We love the win tonight. Tyler Mahle was phenomenal. You saw some clutch hitting late. What more can you ask for? We would have loved to have seen double digits tonight from the offense. I'll take a 4-0 victory. I thought we were going to win 1-0 again. Like, I really did think it was going to be another 1-0 win. I'm glad that the Rangers tacked on a little bit, but I was really thinking 1-0 all the way. Austin, what's good, man? Comment is, love the start tonight. All the trust in the bullpen. I definitely have a lot of high trust with the pen. We'll see what's going on with Chris Martin. That was weird, man. When they went out to see him, they were showing the replays. It didn't really look like he did anything in the windup or in the delivery. I don't know if any of y'all got an update on Martin. Obviously, I got notifications turned on from some of the Rangers reporters. So if I see somebody report on it during the live, I'll throw it your way. If y'all figure out, though, what the heck happened to Martin? I know they pulled him after he was able to get out of the seventh inning. Clearly, they were looking to throw him in the eighth as well, get a little inning in a third, get 4 outs there. But Jacob Webb came in, did an outstanding job. Jacob Webb kind of was on my list a little bit. I'm not going to lie to y'all. When I saw Webb coming out, I felt a little uneasy. So, Austin, I would say that's probably the one thing, man, with guys like Webb and Armstrong, I start clenching a little bit, if y'all know what I mean. So those are probably the 2 guys that I am not completely comfortable with, Armstrong and Webb. Everybody else I feel pretty solid about. Garcia, check. Martin, check. Hobie Milner, y'all already know. Check, check, check. Luke Jackson, even, I'm coming around on. I'm coming around on Luke Jackson. He came in tonight. Yes, he gives up the double, but you know what? Luke Jackson has been no to low drama since opening day. So even when Luke comes in, I'm feeling pretty solid at this point. It's really just Webb and Armstrong, the 2 guys that you would throw in these kinds of situations. I mean, even Mark Church, I think I put over those 2 guys. Not that I hate Jacob Webb or Sean Armstrong. Don't get it twisted, as I like to say, but I just feel more comfortable with Church and with all the other guys I named for whatever reason. Pat, you can't force me to love Leote. I know there's going to be some Rangers fans that will just never love Leote no matter what. Look, I can't say I'm ever going to love Leote being an everyday starter. I think he has value. You could put him in late, pinch running. I don't know if I would want Leote as a defensive specialist late with some of the circus plays in a not good way that I've seen so far this season. But I think Leote has value in the running game. I don't really love him as an everyday guy. I don't know if I'm ever going to love Leote, but I do tonight, at least for 24 hours until tomorrow when something else happens. That's kind of how it goes sometimes with some of these guys on the borderline. I am definitely ready, though, Natalie. I share the same sentiment. Wouldn't it be nice if Evan Carter just got right? Like, can Evan Carter just get right? I mean, we love Evan Carter here at Right on Rangers. I know that a lot of y'all do too. Great dude, 22, 23 years old, and the top prospect for multiple years for us. Could that dude just get right? And we say that with all the love in the world, just hoping he figures it out down there. There have been some signs of life, some hard hit balls. Homer pinch hit the other night. I think it was last Thursday. I would love to see Evan Carter back up with the club by May or June. I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be all the way till August or September. I think we'll probably see Evan sooner rather than later this summer. Keep going. If Martin is injured, we are cooked. I got to digest that one a little bit, Austin. I got to digest that. I don't know if I would say cooked if Martin is hurt. And like I said, if y'all get any kind of update on Martin, let me know. I'm not checking out anything right now myself just because we're doing the show. If I get a notification and happen to catch it out of the corner of my eye, I'll throw it your way. But I actually think we could survive a minor Martin injury. Let's say he needs 10 days. I think we could make it float. Yeah, not having Martin like late in the season when you're needing a push, that makes me feel a little bad. But I will say I think the Rangers could probably make it work for a limited amount of time. Keep going. Mahle tied for the league lead in wins, leading in ERA. That's what I like to hear. Luke Jackson firing on all cylinders. I'm down to ride with these boys to October. Samesies, Pat. I am absolutely feeling good right now with the potential, right? It's not that the results are there at this moment, especially with the offense. Mike, appreciate the gift, by the way, brother. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. It's not that the potential isn't there. We all saw this team on paper, and we all said to ourselves, this team could go places. Are they definitely winning the World Series? I haven't really heard any of that. I mean, I think that it's possible. I don't sit here thinking it's impossible. I think the AL is pretty wide open, actually. But look, the offense has to figure it out. But the Rangers have a lot of good pieces on paper. Can you piece it all together? My prediction, maybe a little on the safe side. I've said I think the Rangers can make it to the ALCS. Will they win the pennant and advance to the World Series and win it all again? I don't know yet. But I think the Rangers can make it past the divisional round. I think they can win a divisional round series and advance to the ALCS. Keep going. Leote will come back to bite us tomorrow. See, you just can't win with some people. And Austin, look, I'm probably more in your boat than not. Leote giveth and Leote taketh, as we like to say here on the show. What's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Bullpen, as you say, loaded, no drama. Let's go. Indeed. And then here's a sentiment that I don't think we want to hear, but I do know that some Rangers fans feel this way. Here's the comment for all y'all on TikTok from Facebook. Don't mean to be pessimistic, but don't think Evan Carter will get it right. Maybe a little bit of a one-hit wonder. Here's what I'll say about Evan Carter. I don't think it's going to be so much of a one-hit wonder situation as it's going to be a situation where maybe the back injury just nags him for his entire career. And look, I don't want that to be true, but I do know multiple back injuries before the age of 22. That's not good. And I said that last year. And that's not me, crapping on Evan Carter. I think that that's pretty real. I mean, look, I've been blessed to not have any back injuries myself at any point in my life. And I played high school, college sports as well. Blessed that never happened. But I will say, a little concerning to me that a 20-something, a young 20-something has this many back issues. I think more than anything, that's going to be what Evan Carter is going to have to get over in terms of obstacles. I think he's got the tools. Can he stay healthy? That would be my only rebuttal to those that maybe doubt Evan Carter is going to get back to form. But look, just being real with y'all, I made the point on the show on Sunday. I do think that there is a reality that some of us have to come to terms with. And I do think that reality is, I don't know if some of these guys that lit it up in 2023 are ever going to perfectly get back to that form. It doesn't mean that you're not going to see glimpses of Adolis Garcia go nuclear and just totally dominate for a week. But is Dolly going to consistently be that dude that we saw carry the Rangers to the World Series? I don't know. I don't know. And some of the other guys that had career years, we had a lot of all-star game starters in 2023. I just don't know if every single dude on that 23 roster is ever going to get back to form. It doesn't mean that they're not good ball players. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to contribute for us. I just wonder if some of those guys are going to stay kind of right where they're at, maybe improve slightly, but just not get back to form completely from 2023. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully the bats waking up at the end extend to tomorrow. Richard says Simeon needs to step up. Simi almost missed a homer. I actually feel like it's hard to get too mad at Marcus's game tonight. I know that the box score isn't eye-popping, 0 for 3. Average is down to 117. Look, Simi easily could have been 1 for 3 tonight, or 1 for 4, excuse me, with a 2-run bomb. He was that close. And I appreciate in that moment, situational hitting was executed by Marcus Semien, right? So we were bottom of the 6th inning. Leote had just advanced to 3rd on the error, and there were no outs. And you kind of felt like in the pit of your stomach, oh my gosh, is this going to be another blown opportunity? What could go wrong? We've got runner on 3rd with no outs. and Marcus comes up, picks out his pitch, and delivers on a very deep fly ball to left field that, if Marcus would have done maybe one more gym session last week, would have been gone for a home run. Like, it was that close. So I got to give Marcus credit. The situational hitting was on point tonight. He got it started, put the Rangers on the board. Yeah, again, 117, it's terrible. It's a terrible average. But with some of these guys, we've got to start taking it game by game. Like I told y'all with Jock Peterson, and you guys know how I feel about Jock. I actually was a really big fan of the Jock Peterson signing. I might have to eat my words on that, but it's early. I do think Jock eventually turns it around, but I think you're going to have to start looking at his stats a little differently. Like, you're going to be looking up for a while, and Jock is going to be sub 200. Like, he would have to hit 5 for 5, 10 straight games to probably be back to a respectable average. So for some of these guys, because of the bad starts, you're going to have to start looking at, hey, last 7, last 14, what have they been doing? That's at least what I'm going to do just to keep it positive. Who else to trust in the 8th? I mean, I think you probably go Robert Garcia in the 8th, do you not? If Chris Martin is injured, that's what I would do. Keep going. He's still walking more than striking out, so it's not an eye issue for Evan. If the back gets right, big if, then I think he'll still be good. Same for me. If Evan Carter can stay healthy, I think he'll turn it around. If the back issue continues to nag him, I think it starts getting questionable. Hey, Eric, appreciate you hanging out, bud. Yeah, good to get back in the win column today. No doubt, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out. All right, TikTok, we got to get back to all y'all. I've neglected you for a while. Mike, appreciate all the gifts again, brother. Means a lot. Thank you so much. Dustin Harris, 3-bomb game tomorrow? Wouldn't that be sweet? By the way, did y'all see Dustin Harris is taking some reps at first base? Apparently, Dustin was getting some reps during batting practice today at first base. Look, I don't think Berger is getting benched, but I do think it will be nice to have a left-handed option at first base. Dustin Harris did play first base in the minors, played a lot of center field in the minors as well, obviously, but that would be nice, right? You can maybe potentially sit Berg against some tough righties, and Dustin Harris can slide in there. I think that would be very ideal. I would love to have the option to play Dustin Harris at first base. Mahle, DeGrom, Leiter, and Evo rotation have been good, just not good enough run support. Matt, couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Imagine with good run support what some of these records would be. Like DeGrom might have more wins. A lot of these guys might have a couple more dubs in their back pocket if we didn't have the putrid run support. I mean, look, only team in baseball to not score 7 runs in a game this year. Leiter is elite. Leiter going to be coming back, I think, pretty soon within the next week or so. Wyatt Langford also might be back this weekend, apparently, a little bit earlier than what was expected. I think that he was supposed to be back for the A series, which is after the weekend Dodgers series, but sounds like Wyatt might be trying to make a comeback for the Dodgers series. Love that. Love that. Jock bomb tomorrow? Look, I'll take any kind of bomb tomorrow. I will take anybody hitting a home run tomorrow. I mean, look, the Rangers, they make it work tonight without the long ball, which I actually think is pretty impressive. I've gotten on this team for not being able to generate offense without hitting homers. Can you guys just do the situational hitting stuff? Can we hit singles sometimes? Can we just put the ball on green grass? Do we have to always count on the ball going out of the ballpark in order to get offense going? So tonight, I actually love that there's no homers. The Rangers just string together some hits and make it happen. But I don't care who hits a bomb tomorrow, but I sure would love to see it. Yeah, give me a Harris bomb. Give me a Jock bomb, 100%. Thank you. Do we have someone that can bat number 1 other than Marcus? I would say it's Josh Smith. Wyatt Langford could probably lead off. I don't think there's anybody else that I want leading off besides Smith or Langford. If it's me, I've told y'all what my 1, 2, 3 would be. I could go through the whole lineup if y'all want, but I would like Smith. Appreciate the gift, man. That was sick, by the way. I love that. That cowboy hat was awesome. Nice mustache, too. I don't think I could do that good of a mustache. That would be pretty sweet, though. Anyways, I know all y'all can't see it, but the TikTok effects, I love those. So as I was saying, like, I would just love to see any one of those guys come through. We've got a number of different dudes ready to break out at any moment. Wyatt Langford, though, I would hit him number 2, and then I would hit Seager 3. And here's the rationale. I want Corey Seager up to bat with as many guys on base as possible. I get the rationale for Seager in the 2-hole, and it's mainly because you want your best players getting as many at-bats as possible. That's why I was not in love with Jock Peterson leading off, and I don't care that Marcus Semien was off. You don't want to give arguably your worst hitter the most at-bats. And I think it's why Marcus probably at some point is going to get moved out of the leadoff spot. You do not want your worst hitters to be getting the most at-bats. So I get Seager hitting second, but I would like Siegs to have the opportunity to drive in more runs. And I do think Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford will get on base consistently enough to give Seager those opportunities with runners in scoring position. Now, if you want to hit Langford lead off and hit Smith 2-hole, I got no problem with that either. It's pretty interchangeable for me, but I really like moving Siegs to that 3 spot. I think Bochy and company are really in love with him in the 2-hole. I just don't know if you're going to see a change there, but I really would like to see him have the opportunity to hit with a few more runners on in scoring position. Garcia, 430-foot bomb tomorrow. Please, please. I'm here for anybody hitting a home run tomorrow. This pitching staff feels like the best in a while. It really does. I mean, you've got a lot of good, really good players. And then what I love about the pitching staff is not only do you have established really high quality pitchers, Evo, DeGrom, throw Mahle in there. Look, Mahle, a lot of people sleep on Mahle. Dude was an opening day starter just a few years ago, had an outstanding year for the Twins as well before he got hurt. Like, Mahle is not a slouch. He's not coming out of nowhere. Like, that's why they paid Tyler Mahle a little chunk of change to come pitch. He's not just this average, mediocre pitcher. Tyler Mahle is a high-quality pitcher. I don't put him up on Evo or DeGrom level, but he's making a case. Dude's leading the league in ERA right now. So I think you've got established vets on the pitching staff that are very, very good. But then you've also got this dynamic with all this potential. There's so much potential in this rotation. Kumar Rocker, Jack Leiter. You've got all of this potential. Throw in Teodo, right? Teodo, I know, closed out games in spring training, but Teodo is a starter by and large in the minor leagues. If you look at the numbers, he started more games than he's played in relief. Now, with Teodo, they do have him right now in more of a long relief role, and some have speculated that that's probably because the Rangers are going to bring him up in that kind of role to start. But I wonder if Teodo is going to be in the starting rotation for us at some point. So the Rangers, they just have this beautiful mix of really good starting pitching veterans, and then also all this potential from these guys coming up from the minors. I love it. I think it's a really good time to be a Rangers fan. Really, really good time. Mike, you're on fire tonight. Appreciate all the gifts, brother. Means a lot. Hey, I told y'all, if you haven't followed yet, please hit that follow button. We're trying to get to 6,000 tonight. Maybe I already hit it. I don't know. Maybe I already got it. We're trying to get to 6,000 followers on TikTok. We're real, real close. We were at like 5,950 when I started the live. I'd love to get to 6,000, man. That would be phenomenal. Y'all are awesome. Thank you. Do I like Leiter or Mahle better? Mahle right now, only because of what we've seen from him so far. And look, I think he's got the track record as well. Tyler Mahle has been a pitcher in this league for multiple years. Give me Mahle right now, only because of the success in the past combined with what he's doing at this moment. I don't think it's prisoner of the moment to say that. And by the way, it's tough. Leiter, I love what I've seen from him so far. But with Mahle, more of a track record. Give me Mahle right now. I think Leiter's going to be in the rotation. I think it's probably going to be Kumar Rocker getting the boot over anybody. But we'll see how Kumar does in his game on Thursday? I think Rocker throws Thursday. We'll see what happens. Joe, I totally agree that the two catcher combo in the lineup, I've been a fan of it. Y'all have heard me say, could we get the 2-catcher combo? I know that Jock is the $18.5 million man, but can we get Higgy and Heim both in the lineup at the same time? It worked tonight. And were they hitting back-to-back tonight? They were, man. I love that. Back-to-back, too. Hey, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, I got a feeling Jock is probably going to be back tomorrow, but I'd probably roll with this for a couple days. Just give Jock the series off. Let him come back and play against his former team. I think you got to let Jock play against the former team. Maybe something gets going there playing against the Dodgers. But I would give Jock almost this entire series off. Just let him have a series to get right, slow it down, work on a couple of things, retool. I would really love to see it. Kyle, this would be cool. This is kind of a cool idea. So the comment is, I want everyone to give Jock a standing O, kind of like Philly did for Trey Turner last year, and it got him going. Feel like Jock would love it, and it might make him feel welcome. I wouldn't mind something like that at all. I think that's a really classy idea. I think it's tough. You're so passionate as a fan, just wanting to see the dudes that you pay a lot of money for in free agency really light it up. But I would love to see something like that. It's honestly a great idea. Harrison, what's good, man? I couldn't agree more with you about Leote. Leote giveth and Leote taketh away. Hopefully he won't take it away for a little while, though. But great game from Leote tonight. Catalyst, getting the scoring going. Loved it. Yeah, Chris Martin has right back tightness. Hopefully it's nothing. Gio, appreciate that. One more time. Chris Martin, back tightness. Hopefully that's something that can get worked out. We keep going. Appreciate it. Let's see. Just when I'm ready to get him off the team entirely, he shows me this. Yep. That's how it goes with Leote. But look, with Leote, it truly is like one good game, and then you've got like 3 or 4 games after that where it's like not going so great. So like every one good game, I feel like it's followed by 4 or 5 bad ones. Anyways, we keep going. Embarrassing effort by my Angels. Yeah, it wasn't great from them. Looking a lot like the Rangers offense. That was one of the comments I saw already. Sam, what's up, man? I totally agree. Mahle freaking dealing right now, leading the league in ERA. My goodness. Yeah, this is a point a lot of people have made. The comment is, imagine this lineup with 2023 Evan Carter in center and Leote off the bench. That would be the dream. Like if we can get 2023 Evan Carter back, this lineup I do feel like would get unlocked in a really big way. Really big way. Look, I would love to see, John's comment is, would love to see Leote bunting more. I really would agree with you. You're not going to be able to pull off a bunt single every time. And John, I don't think that's what you were asking for necessarily, but the point is do it more. Use your speed. Like I'd love to see Leote really master the bunt, and then you can potentially work in the small ball game, apply pressure to defenses. I would love to see the bunt become a bigger part of his game. Use the wheels. He's one of the fastest guys in MLB. Use the wheels. 100%. Keep going with comments. Texas Rangers champs. Yes, sir. Appreciate the follows, by the way. A lot of people following. Appreciate all y'all. Tavares' speed did help out today, no doubt. 59.85 right now. We're 15 away. Is that right? Julio, appreciate you, bro. Thank you. 59.85. We're 15 away from 6K, y'all. 15 away. Hey, share the live with somebody. You know another diehard. Get them in here. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Really am grateful. I could see a shocking Leote home run tomorrow. Leote can pop you with the long ball every once in a while out of nowhere. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me. Anybody, hit a bomb tomorrow. Why not? Let's hit like 5 and score 10 runs. How about that? Let's get our first game where the Rangers score more than 7 runs or more than 6 runs. Hard Chuck, no, you're not crazy to like Dustin Harris more than Leote Tavares. In fact, that would be an extremely interesting poll. This is where I wish that my channel was a little bit bigger. I'm not whining. I'm not complaining. I love exactly where we're at right now, but I would love to put out a poll and really get the pulse of Rangers Nation. Who prefers Leote over starting Dustin Harris? I do think you would get some people on Leote's side. I would not be voting for Leote. I'd be voting for Dustin Harris, regardless of what we saw tonight. But these are the interesting polls. I would love to be able to get however many, 1 million people, 1 million Rangers fans responding. I would love to see it. I do want 2023 Simi back too. That dude hit 220 or 275, 30 homers or whatever he had. Simi was cooking in 2023. Profar back to center field. I kind of wondered if the Rangers were going to make a run at Profar. I'm kind of glad they didn't, with the steroid stuff and him being suspended for 80 games and ineligible for the postseason. Kind of a raw deal for the Braves, man. I feel bad for him. Feel bad for the Braves with the Profar deal. I mean, what do you do there? I feel like something's got to happen there, y'all. There's really no incentive to not take steroids if you can get away with it and get yourself the big deal, get the bag. If you get popped for 80 games, whatever, you still are getting that big contract. I know that you don't make money while you're suspended, but he still got a sweet contract after the 80 games are up. At some point, I think you might have to get a little more drastic with the money. I don't know what the players' union is going to be up for agreeing to. I know that there's probably going to be some tense talks. When's the lockout potentially coming? Is it next year in 26? It's either 26 or 27 that the CBA expires. That'll be a really interesting negotiation. It really will be. Go Rangers, indeed. Go Rangers, baby. Sign Josh Hamilton. Wouldn't that be something? Wasn't it fun when they brought back Hambone after he went away to LA, came back? Remember he had that walk-off double? That was sweet. I love that they brought him back. Josh Hamilton, one of my favorite Rangers players. I could talk about Josh Hamilton anytime. Emily, you went to the game? Hey, how many of y'all got that bobblehead? Am I about to have to spend $50 on this bobblehead if I want to get it? I'm going on eBay right now, y'all, and I'm going to see if I can find this Josh Young bobblehead. I guarantee you there are a bunch of people that already have this Josh Young bobblehead up on eBay. Let me see what we got here. Josh Young bobblehead. I'm on eBay right now. Let's check this out. $45 or best offer. It's already up right now. Somebody took a picture of it from the stands and put it up on eBay right away. Some of these people are too much, man. Man, these are pictures from the stadium. This dude in this picture, he was walking out. He was walking to his seat taking this pic. You can see the concourse in the background. It looks pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie. I might have to ask for this for my birthday coming up here. It's pretty sweet, man. I never am going to turn down a bobblehead. Shoot. I just hate that you got to spend $45 or $50 to get them secondhand if you don't go to the game. People are quick, bro. They are quick. My goodness. Let me keep going here. Could Rangers go 6-man rotation? Matt, they could, but they actually asked Bochy and I think Maddox about this in the offseason, and neither one of them wanted to go 6-man rotation. I thought it was a no-brainer. I thought 6-man rotation was an absolute no-brainer because you had so many different options. And with the Grom, with Evo, with those kind of guys, you maybe wanted to build in some extra rest days, right? It actually made a lot of sense to me. I don't think they want to go 6-man rotation, though. Do I think the Pods are the team to beat in the NL? I think it's probably still the defending champs, the Dodgers. But I will say this. I love the Padres. I love watching them play. I've been very, very transparent. When I'm not watching the Rangers, I enjoy watching the Padres play baseball. They got a lot of fun players. Of course, Yu Darvish, one of my favorite former Rangers players. They had Profar, another former Ranger last year. I just found myself watching a lot of Padres baseball, and they happen to be on TV a lot out here in Las Vegas, so they've always kind of been my NL team. I also remember as a kid, y'all can probably relate to this, watching the Padres go up against the Yankees. That was when Bruce Bochy was managing the Padres. Can y'all believe that? That's how long Boch has been in the game. Back in the late 90s, now the Yankees swept the Padres, but I remember as a little boy, however old I was, grade school, just hoping so badly that the Padres would win that series. I've kind of always been a Padres fan since then. Keep going. I would love to see the six-man rotation too. Who do I think the Rangers get at the deadline? The name that I keep hearing is Ryan Helsley as another guy that you potentially throw at the back end. I would love to get Helsley. I just wonder what the Cardinals are going to be asking. They probably are going to want some top guys. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to get Teodo, but you know what I mean. They're going to want some legitimate prospects, even though it is a rental. I will say that the price appears to be coming down a little bit on rentals. Helsley would be a free agent at the end of this season, but that's probably the guy I go out and get. I don't know if the Rangers are going to go get a bat unless somebody is injured and out for a long, long time. I really don't know if the Rangers go out and make that aggressive of a move. The offense would really have to continue to be scuffling. Maybe they will be. We'll see. Kelvin, moving to Houston in a few months, so I'm sorry, buddy. Houston, look, nothing against the actual place. If I'm moving back to Texas, I probably would prefer not to live in the Houston area. Give me DFW or like the rolling hill country over Houston, but stay strong, buddy. Stay strong. JP, I'm a lifelong Yankees fan, 7th generation Texan, but I'm thinking Padres versus Rangers World Series. That would be a fire World Series. Padres Rangers would be a fire World Series. Tomorrow is Corbin, I believe. Hardchuck, Corbin tomorrow. I don't know who's pitching for the Angels. Let me look real quick. Soriano, who's had a pretty good start to the season, 2.70 ERA, 2-1 record versus Corbin. So we'll see what Patrick Corbin does in his second start with the club, but that's what we got for tomorrow. By the way, just to go through the pitching matchup, Rangers against Soriano. Very small sample size. You've got Seager with the home run off Soriano, the Angels' probable starter tomorrow. You've got Higgy 1 for 1. You've got Marcus 1 for 4. Josh Smith 1 for 3. Leote is 0 for. Soriano's a righty, by the way, so we'll see the right-handed lineup back in the mix tomorrow. Jonah Heim 1 for 4. Doley 0 for 2. So small sample size. A lot of guys on the Angels have numbers against Corbin. Tim Anderson 1 for 8. Davis, the first baseman, is that JD Davis? He actually hits Corbin pretty well. Looks like 12 for 40 with 4 homers. Let's see. What's Trout against Corbin? Trout against Corbin is 0 for 3. Ward is 3 for 7. Darno is hitting 8 for 18. You got a few dudes on the Angels with some good numbers against Corbin. Keep going. Let me see what we got. Seager going yard again. Seager is heating up. He appears to be heating up a little bit. The average is up to 255. OPS is at 753, back to a respectable level. JP, appreciate the follow, by the way. What happens to Corbin when Leiter comes back? Good question. I wonder if they will either potentially send him back DFA, or if you want to keep Corbin up, you potentially send down Rocker to AAA. Aren't those about the only options? Maybe you move Corbin to a bullpen role if you like Corbin better than like Garabito or somebody you already got. There's a lot that they could potentially do. Keep going. O'Hoppe will be in tomorrow. Let's see what O'Hoppe's numbers are. He's not on here. He's not on MLB's. Oh, here he is. 1 for 3 against Corbin. O'Hoppe, the catcher for the Angels. Shanuel, no ABs. Paris, second baseman. He's off to a hot start. No ABs. So kind of a mixed bag. Keep going. Rocker needs to find his stuff again. Jose, what's good? That's kind of why I wonder if Rocker goes down to AAA and maybe they keep Corbin up with the club. I mean, that's kind of my thought right now. But maybe Rocker will kill it on Thursday. Rocker's going to close out the series on Thursday. So hopefully we get him good start Thursday. Maybe he sticks around. But if not, I do think you're going to end up seeing him most likely heading back down to AAA to keep figuring it out. Looks like tonight for the Express, Evan Carter not playing tonight. Not playing tonight. Evan Carter on the bench. Who did the Aces throw tonight? Did they throw a lefty or something? Let's see who they threw tonight. I'm doing a deep dive for y'all right now. No. Interesting. So there was a righty starter tonight, but Evan Carter sits. I don't know. It feels like all these sits, like there is something bugging him. Hopefully it's not the back. I know somebody told me he got hit by a pitch. Somebody mentioned that, so maybe it's that. I don't know. TikTok verification. Oh, geez. I've told y'all I hate it when TikTok does this to me. My goodness. Come on. I mean, maybe I got it this time. Oh, yes. Thank goodness. All right. If we go over an hour, I have to like do this. One of those like, are you a robot verifications? Most frustrating thing. All right, y'all. Yeah, I don't know why Evan Carter is sitting games. I mean, I would love to hear from one of the beat writers if they got any info, but it feels weird that he's sitting so much. He sat like 4 times in the past week. It makes me think there's some kind of injury going on. Am I worried about rust when Leiter gets back? I do think we're all going to be watching with bated breath. How does Leiter do with a little time off? Looked like he was kind of in a groove. Then you take him out of the element a little bit. I will be really curious about that, no doubt. Natalie, I noticed this too. Leiter, you really have to wonder, some of these young guys, I really do feel strongly that they are benefiting from learning from Evo and DeGrom. I mean, what more could you ask for? You got a multi-Cy Young winner, a multi-World Series champion at your disposal. I mean, you've got some really, really good guys to learn from in that Rangers rotation. So I don't think it's a coincidence that Leiter's having a good year, being up with guys like DeGrom, Evo, getting to learn from them, 100%. I think, Sam, the reason we don't see Pilar more is the numbers were just really bad against righties. Pilar hit over 300 against lefties last year. That was a big reason why they actually brought him and convinced him to come out of retirement. So I do think as long as there is a righty on the mound, you're going to see Leote over Pilar. If there's a lefty, you're probably going to see Pilar start over Leote. Obviously, with the Josh Smith injury or whatever you want to call it, the bruised thumb, out again today. I think he's going to be back tomorrow. Josh Smith will be. But if Josh Smith is out, that's why you saw Leote tonight, even against the lefty. I mean, look, at Leote not got the bunt hit. It wasn't looking great for him to get a base knock tonight. Glad that he was able to start that 6th inning and get us on the board, but you're not going to see Leote a lot against lefties. You're just not. Is it weird that I sort of feel confident in Patrick Corbin tomorrow? I don't think so. Like, I actually had a decent feeling going into his first start. Like, I think maybe he'll throw a decent game, like maybe 5 innings, 2 or 3 runs. I could see him putting up numbers like that. I don't think he's going to do a Tyler Mahle, but I could see Corbin giving us 5 innings, maybe giving up 2 or 3. That's respectable. That's totally respectable. I also feel better about Patrick Corbin going tomorrow than if he did today. All right. We'll see how Corbs does. We'll see. I really, really hope that he's able to go a little bit longer than he did last time out. Like, let's go 6. Let's go 5. Let's go 6. The 3-4 innings, that just taxes the bullpen. And you got a bunch of games in a row here with the Dodgers coming to town on Friday. You want to have those arms ready for that Dodgers series. I mean, you do what you got to do to get the wins in between. But you want to have those arms ready, especially the big arms for the Dodgers. I can see Corbin being a good reliever when Bradford and Gray come back. No doubt. Look, the Rangers definitely already have some high leverage lefties. You've already got Hobie Milner You've got Garcia. I don't know that you necessarily need Patrick Corbin to be some kind of like lefty specialist, but an innings eater. Absolutely. And that's where you probably have to decide, do I like Patrick Corbin better than Garabito as a long relief guy? I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough of Corbin to really make that call yet. Let me see a couple more starts, and then I can tell you if I like him better than Garabito. Keep going. If we had lost tonight, it would be curtains for me. Look, I think tonight, had we lost, the focus definitely would have been on the offense more so, only scoring 4 runs. That's the beauty of getting a start like this. It looks really good winning 4-0. The offense doesn't look nearly as bad, but I do agree. Had we lost this game 5-4, 6-4, a lot of us would be looking at the offense more and some of the guys struggling. But they get a little bit of night, a bit of a night off from being under the microscope. Hunter Brown, best pitcher in the AL West. You wish. Berger seems to be picking it up. Only ball knowers realize how good he is when hot. Berger can get on one of those heaters. We haven't seen it yet. I do love what I'm seeing from Jake Berger in the field. Clearly, that man has worked countless hours on his craft over at first base. You love to see it. Now we just need the bat to come along. Haven't been able to watch as much as I would like to. Is Jonah our everyday deuce? Yeah, I think right now it's kind of debatable. So you're seeing Higgy catch a lot of DeGrom games and a lot of Evo games. Did Heim finally end up catching an Evo game? Who caught on Sunday for that Evo game? Let me see if I can figure that out, y'all. But it felt like Higgy was getting all the DeGrom and Evo starts there for a second. Did Heim get the start on Sunday and finally catch Evo? I don't know. Well, I'll try and check that out real quick for y'all. But it feels pretty split at this point, honestly. It was Higgy again for Evo. Yeah, it was Higgy. So on Friday night when DeGrom threw, who was it? Let's see if my theory is working out. Some of y'all told me I was reading too much into the theory about Higgy being the catcher for DeGrom and being the catcher for Evo. So let's see on Friday night, DeGrom. Okay, Heim caught DeGrom on Friday night, but Evo was caught by Higgy again. So Heim has not caught Evo yet all season, and he has caught one of DeGrom's 3 starts. It's kind of interesting. Higgy was opening day. He was. Going to the game Saturday, I wish. Absolutely. Home run picks for tomorrow? Let's see. I'm going to go Seager. I think Seager has a bomb against Soriano. I know that's not a rocket science pick, but I'm going to go Seager for the home run tomorrow. I believe he has a bomb against Soriano. We were just talking about that, so I'm going to go Siegs. Keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out, by the way. I think I'm pretty much all caught up on comments, crazy enough. They were starting Higgy mainly against lefties. Look, I'm not saying that, I'm 1,000% correct. I just am finding it interesting who's catching which pitcher and what the trends have been. Maybe it's a big nothing burger, but Higgy has caught every one of Evo's. And Evo, let's see, was going up against Gilbert, so that was a righty. I don't know. It's interesting to just kind of keep your eye on. That's all I'm saying. Josh Smith back to left or first base? I'm thinking he'll probably be back to left. I don't think you're going to give Berger another day off. I think you go back to Berger tomorrow, and then you send Josh Smith out to left. I'm sure Leote will probably be in center. I'd love to see Dustin Harris get some reps. Maybe Dustin Harris will get like the Thursday game. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, Wyatt in center, Smith in left is the ideal. I mean, you really don't need to be playing Leote every day. You need to play Josh Smith every day in left field. That's what I would do 1,000%. T-Money, same. Do I have a bobblehead collection? Yes, I do. It's pretty old school, though. I don't have a lot of like the newer bobbleheads. I have like old bobbleheads, which I think are pretty sweet. I should when I get like a really sick setup, like right now, y'all, some of the OGs, some of y'all that have been following for the last 2 years, y'all know I post up in the garage, man. That's where I do all these shows from. One day I'll have my own studio and it'll be freaking sick, and I will have all of my bobbleheads and Ranger stuff. It'll be awesome. But right now, my space is a little limited, but we're going to get there one day. Y'all keep sharing these lives and following and making all these awesome comments and stuff. We're going to get bigger and bigger. That's the plan. Luis Robert at the deadline. I was a fan of Robert at the deadline last year. Just never materialized, though. Ken, have fun, man. Have fun. I will not be live on Thursday, by the way. Normally, I always do a series wrap-up, but got a special day coming up Thursday. It's the anniversary, so the wife and I will be going out, have a nice meal, and I'll be back on Friday for the Dodgers series. We're going to go live every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Big series with the Dodgers, so we'll be out on Thursday. No live on Thursday, but we'll go live tomorrow, and then we'll be live all weekend long for the Dodgers series. Really looking forward to that. Appreciate the follows, Ken. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. T-Money, I wish I could go to more games. We usually will go to San Diego or we'll go to Anaheim when the Rangers go there. So we were actually talking about going out to San Diego when they play the Padres in July. I think they also play the Angels at some point over the summer. We were looking at that one. So we normally always will pick out one of those California series when the Rangers come out here on the West Coast. I don't always make it to Arlington. I haven't been back to a game since game 1 of the World Series. That was a good one to leave off on, by the way, but have not been back to Globe Life since game 1 of the World Series. So I've only seen the Rangers on the road since. And I'll tell you what, it was special, not just because of the Seager home run, but really since I moved out here, we only will go to road games. And clearly you see like a few Rangers fans, but not everybody. Not everybody. It's mostly, obviously, the home team's fans. And you're like the only one cheering when the Rangers are doing something good. And look, I've learned to kind of just have fun with it. Honestly, doing this has really seasoned me well for going into opposing territory and continuing to cheer for my team. But I loved being a part of game 1 and just being with all the fans, man. It was special to be able to cheer with Rangers fans for a change. From Texas originally, Ryan, grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, went to Arlington High School. So, look, right in my backyard, Ranger Stadium. It was a lot of fun growing up, going to Rangers ball games. Miss it. Love where I am right now in life, but I would sure love to be able to have the Rangers in my backyard again. That's why I am pumped for when the A's come to Vegas and we can watch the Rangers, 2 or 3 times a year in Las Vegas. That's going to be great. I'm going to love taking my little boy, going to games with my dad. It's going to be awesome. Appreciate all y'all. You think Evan Carter is back up before the All-Star game? Yeah, I do. I think Evan's going to be back up in May or June. And maybe it's because of an injury. Maybe it's because he's tearing the cover off the ball. But I do think we're going to see him sooner rather than later. T-Money 100%. Game 1 of the World Series, like, I'm almost nervous to go back to a game. And I know this is hyperbole, obviously. I'll go back one day. But, like, I'm never going to probably see a better baseball game than game 1 of the 2023 World Series. I don't know who could disagree. Like, you're just probably never going to see a better game than that in your life. Keep going. Jake is out with an illness, so it may depend on how he's feeling. That's right. Natalie, thank you for that. I remember reading that earlier today. I mean, at work, I'm checking my noties, but I don't have, every single one read sometimes, just by nature getting busy. I do remember seeing that, though. Anyways, we'll be there. Mario, sweet. We'll be there for games on Friday and Saturday. That's awesome. Friday, Saturday, back to back. Hello. Yeah, that's like my dream, going back-to-back games. So much fun. So much fun. All right, y'all. Rangers won, by the way, Grim Reaper. Rangers got the dub 4-0. Hey, we're about to take off here. We got to wrap things up. We've been going over an hour. Tomorrow game is at the same time, 7:05 Texas time starts. Soriano for the Angels, probable starter versus Patrick Corbin. Second start with the club. We'll see how Corbin does. And at this point, I'll do a final check, and then we are going to get out of here for the evening. What do I think about the first Silver Boot series? Hope the Rangers get it. Silver Boot is always a battle. But I feel good about the Rangers' chances. I think the Rangers are a better club, better constructed club this year than the Astros are. I feel positive about it, but you never know in that Silver Boot series, right? You never know how it's going to go sometimes. C-Money, you're welcome. We'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Wednesday night, probably you'll go live around the same time, maybe do the last couple of innings with you. But again, Thursday, usually we do a series wrap-up, last game of every series, but won't be on Thursday. But I will be on every single day this weekend for the Dodgers series. Anytime we got a big opponent like the Dodgers, it's most likely going to be an every day going live afterwards. So we'll have fun, hopefully celebrating some Rangers wins against one of the best teams in baseball, the LA Dodgers. Love y'all. Appreciate all the comments. Thank you for everybody that followed. If you know somebody that's a diehard, you've heard me say this a couple times, please share the live with them right now. Or share one of my reels, share one of my shorts with them. I would really, really appreciate it. Let's keep growing this good group, this great group of people we got talking ball, talking Rangers baseball. Hope you guys have a good Wednesday tomorrow and a good rest of the week. If I don't see you tomorrow, catch us on the replay. If you can't keep up with the lives, turn on those notifications too. Don't miss a live. Get notified every time. We're pretty consistent, but get those notifications on so you don't miss something special. All right? Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless